Hey guys, welcome to another draft here. We're doing a little Modern Masters. I've decided to do a Swiss for this video because I've been doing all the 8-4s and they've been fine. I've been enjoying them. But I'm down in Vegas for World Series stuff and for to cover the Grand Prix, and so I wanted to make sure that I get the rounds done here, as I'm up against a little bit different of a schedule than I'm used to. So here's our pack. Nothing really amazing here. Skyreach Mantis kind of cool in the 5-color deck. This Rising Star guy, he just seems to be kind of a bomb, and I'm just going to take him. I don't love that it's triple green, so I'm going to not fall in love with this thing, but 5/5 flyer for 6 and with a super relevant side ability is tough to pass in an otherwise mediocre pack. Let's see what we get here. Well, I mean, I think I'm fine just picking up another bomb here. It's just another 5/5 flyer for less than 6 this time, and I think we just go for it. I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the pack, and there's this Suspend Dragon, but it kind of gets weird, and there's some other stuff. A Fairy Mechanist can do some things. Green cards in this pack, there's only one. It's not great. It's just kind of okay. I mean, I could take this Bound in Silence, I suppose. It's basically a pacifism. It's probably easier to cast than Tombstalker. I guess I'll take that instead. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Tombstalker is really, really good. I've gotten good value out of it, but it's kind of hard to argue with pacifism. Plus, the Rebels deck is sweet. I've been playing it a bit, and I'd love to move into that. So let's take that and keep our eye out for any potential Rebel searchers. All right, Canonist, Death Rattle. There's a Mad Anti. That's interesting. There's also an Aether Snipe there, which I like a lot. And hey, here's this Scout. Now, unfortunately, there's also a Blight Speaker, so it's kind of awkward to take the Scout and pass the Blight Speaker. But I'm going to do it. I want to try to be Rebels here. Let's try that. We could be white-green too. That's a perfectly fine color combination with access to some pretty sweet stuff. You can use white to get cards like Bound in Silence and value cards like Amru Scout for the end game, and you can have green to just have fatties. I mean, green has some really beefy stuff in this set. Imperiosaur, 5/5 for 4 mana. It's got the Thalid guy that's a 4/4 for 4. He's beefy. There's Penumbra Spiders everywhere. Those are tough to get through for any deck. So, yeah, really good. All right, let's see what we have here. Well, there's a Hillcomber Giant. That's not much. Not much. This pack's pretty lame. Rift Sweeper can get people sometimes. Aether Spellbomb's really good, but you do need blue. Oh, here we go. Wrathy Trapper. Duh. So that's a Rebel. Somehow I missed that upon my first glance there, but maybe I'm just looking for the wrong type of cards. We're going to take the Wrathy Trapper here. It's a sweet thing to search up with Amru Scout, and it acts basically as removal. So, yeah, happy. I'm really glad to get that. Person to our right, pretty clearly not in Rebels. I mean, they've passed us an Amru Scout and now a Trapper. So we should be able to get decent stuff pack 3, or at least we can hope to, realistically hope to. All right, what do we have now? Well, there's a Rude Awakening, which is kind of interesting. It costs a ton of mana. It's best in a ramp deck, but it can really be just an instant finisher. There's also a Rift Bolt, which is probably the best card in the pack. If we don't take that, then we're looking at a Vivid Marsh or a Terramorphic Expanse. We're certainly moving away from the green guy here, potentially. For me, I think it's between the Rift Bolt or one of the mana fixers. Probably just take the Terramorphic Expanse out of this pack. Maybe the Vivid Marsh is better since we're going to be in black anyway, but Rift Bolt is really tempting. That's a good card. A nice card to splash too. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to take it. And wow, 2 really good red cards. Amru Seekers, it's a Rebel. Yeah, it's that's not like the most exciting one. It's decent though. But this is getting kind of interesting. There's a Glacial Ray and a Rift Bolt in this pack. A lot of options for the ramp deck, but all the ramp seems to be gone. from these packs. I wouldn't mind being these 3 colors. That would be fine with me. So the question then is, if I'm going to do that, do I want Glacial Ray or a Rift Bolt? Glacial Ray has more upside that you can occasionally splice it and get to replay it again. Rift Bolt's a little bit more powerful on its own. I'll take a Glacial Ray here. Alright, here's a Blight Speaker. Sad to pass this Aether Spellbomb, but the good news is it's not that good versus us. Wow, a Sudden Shock and a Torrent of Stone as well? Man, these are really good. Maybe I should just take the Sudden Shock instead of the Blight Speaker here. Maybe I'm just red and I don't know it yet. Because we have gotten some really good cards. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm just going to take Sudden Shock. I'm going to take these red cards. Yeah, man. Oh, wait. There's a Bound in Silence in this pack. I was going to take that Tar Pitcher and try to move in, but I'm just taking Bound in Silence. We're moving towards kind of being an awkward Giants deck with no Giants. Just all the removal. So, I don't know. I like the quality of our cards, though. And I think we can kind of figure out where we want to go from there. Here's a Wandering Giant. There's a Sand Sower. Tap 3 untap creatures. Not that great. And a Warren Pilferers. Right now, we're just a little bit into black. I don't know if that I want a double red spell for this guy. He's okay. You know, you don't hate him, but he's just okay. I think I'd rather have this Warren Pilferers, though, just for value. And plus, it's just another creature. I'm going to hide this guy for now. I'm going to remember that we have him, but we're looking to be a little bit more on this end of the spectrum here, the cheaper type deck. Okay, there's a Sting Scourger. There's also a Warren Weirding, which I'd like quite a bit, but I'm going to take this Sting Scourger here. I like that card a lot. It's looking like Goblins is pretty open here, and we might be able to just splash white. Because the cool part about Amaru Scout is that it's fine on turn 2 as a 2-1 if you happen to have the white mana, but if you draw it late in the game, it's not just a 2-1 anymore. Now it's a machine. Now it digs up Bound in Silences and random Rebel cards that you end up with. Awesome. You're not interrupting anything. I'm very happy to hear that. Okay, so here's this Blight Speaker. I think I just have to take it over the Fiery Fall here. Looks like we're Rebel Goblins. I'm just going to do this for now. Yeah. What do we get? Hillcomber Giant. What does this do again? +1 trample, move 2 time counters, destroy target artifact. Not too bad. There's a Crush Underfoot with no Giants yet. I really don't want this double red creature, though. I'm going to take it anyway just because we don't have any 4s, but I don't think I care about that charm that much. All right, here's a Mog War Marshal. Definitely take that. Yeah, I think I'm going to look to try to be in Goblin Splash White, which would mean we're not playing this guy, but that's fine. If anything, he's just probably pretty good against us, so. Yeah, whatever. Let's try to be Goblins, though. I think we passed some good Goblins, so we might have to be patient. Well, there's that Fury Charm anyway. Decent card. Ooh, Foil Path to Exile. Yeah, we're going to be taking that anyway just because we want to be splashing the white, but what else are we looking at here? There's another Pilfers. There's another Scout. Trump the Domains, which is really awesome. There's also a Warspike, Changeling, and a Pyrite Spellbomb. We're going to get something back out of this pack. Like, I'd like to pick this guy up. That would be nice. If not, maybe another Pilfers if we get lucky the Spellbomb, but we're just going to take this path. I mean, it's it's Path to Exile, my friends. It is one of the best ever removal spells. Wow, so this is pretty stacked. We've got an Earwig Squad, so it's 5/3 for 5, but it's got Prowl. And when it enters the battlefield, if its cost is paid, you can search your library for 3 cards and exile them. So you can basically just strip them of their bombs. But I think the fact is that in this set, I think Murderous Redcap's just better. I think it's just a better card, and I'm going to take it here. I mean, sure, if you get a 5/3 for 3 mana, you're super, super happy. That doesn't always happen, though. It can be pretty tough to set up, and right now we're not really particularly set up to do it. We might even wheel that. Like, it's not a card that many decks really want, and if not, we'll hopefully get this Warren Weirding, Sting Scourger, or Pilferers back. That would be sweet. There's another Bound in Silence here that I'd like, too, but I'm just going to take this Murderous Redcap for now. Okay, what do we have? Festering Goblin, you're not that impressive. Tribal Flames, pretty darn good. It looks like it could be a sort of a weak lightning bolt for us. Torrent of Stone's pretty good. It just takes out almost any creature. That's pretty sweet. I like it better than the Goblin or Fairy Macabre. I think I'm going to take the Tribal Flames here, though. I like the cheap burn spells that we have access to. That's pretty good. Okay, there's another Warren Weirding, which I like quite a bit. It's a little awkward that it's in the same pack with the Penumbra Spider, but whatever. And an Empty the Warrens and another Sting Scourger. Empty's probably okay in this deck, but I think I'm just going to go with the Sting Scourger. Warren Weirding's fine. You can use it to save your stuff, and you can use it to take out their guys. Yeah, I'm going to take the Sting Scourger. I just want to tempo people out. See what we can do with that. Street Wraith, not too bad. Ooh, this thing's pretty good versus us, I think. What does this thing do again? Flying when it enters a battlefield, target players reveal X cards or X's number of fairies. Oh, right. You can have him discard a card. I mean, a 1/1 flying that makes him discard a card's not awful. It's also not very exciting. Probably just take an Empty here. I really like that Tar Pitcher. But this is better. That is a very sad animal. So we've got tons of removal, but we need more pressure. What we really need is more 2 and 3 drop, just aggressive creatures. Those would be ideal. We certainly have the ability to get stuff out of the way at this point. It's just a matter of getting some creatures going. Let's see what we've opened here. Well, there's a Deep Cavern Imp and a Blind Spot Giant here. There's also another Seekers. I don't want that, though. Actually, we didn't even pick one. Dragdown's okay, too. Electrolyze. Oh, man, I love that card, but yeah, we're not doing that. I think I'm just going to take this Imp. I don't love it, but it's okay. Ooh, Anti-Snitch. That one's pretty good. There's also another Wrathy Trapper here. This is interesting because I really want this Wrathy Trapper. Having 2 of those is really, really good because right now we have a lot of ways to deal with small creatures like Sudden Shock, Glacial Ray, Tribal Flames, Rift Bolt. But it's nice to be able to have this thing that makes them keep putting stuff on the board. That said, Anti-Snitch is pretty nice. I'm just going to take it. I think that Wrathy Trapper is a better card, but I was just saying how I want pressure, and Anti-Snitch is sort of infinite pressure. Very, very good at that. What do we have here? Warspike Changeling? Yeah, we'll take it. I think we... Is that the one that we wheeled? Now we've lost count. No, we still have another pick or 2 to go. This one here. Yeah, it did wheel, but we also got the Warren Pilfer's back. Wow, and the Scout. Nasty. We're going to need some mana fixing coming up here pretty quick. I don't think I want another Pilfers. I think I just want another Scout, actually. Well, this is interesting. The Warren Weirding came back. There's also an Avian Changeling, which would be really good in the deck. That said, we have to choose between Sting Scourger and Warren Weirding. I think I actually just want the Sting Scourger this time. The Warren Weirding's okay, but we have tons of removal, and it doesn't work well with Bound in Silence. Like, if we Bound in Silence and then draw Warren Weirding, we have to just do it to ourselves and make a couple of random goblins, and that's just not that great. Zombie Goblin, yeah, you're not that good, man. None of these really are. I guess I can play this Hammerheim Deadeye guy. Thundering Giant's okay. I'll take the Giant. I don't like double red, but we'll try it. Oh, I gotta hide this guy. We're not playing him. All right, there's a Kithkin Greatheart, which won't do anything in our deck, but Otherworldly Journey can, but we're not going to be main decking it. Again, we've got plenty of removal. That's not really our issue here. None of these... Man, I wish that was 1 and 1 to equip. Yeah, we'll take this guy. We'll take the discard spell. Yeah, I'll just cut a Lava Spike or whatever. I don't care about that other guy. All right. So we kind of got more of what we had before, which is like more removal and tempo stuff, but we just need more like anti-snitches. You know, we need these things to be able to apply pressure. That you just need something. And The really cool part about this deck is that it's actually very attrition based. Like you can, anti-snitch is hard to get rid of. Warren Pilferers, it just keeps piling on the damage and the pressure. Ooh, that's a great last pick for us. That is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely running that card. Not only is a good finisher for 7 if you get off to a quick start but your opponent stabilizes, but we need the fixing. Like we really would like to be able to run out these Amaru Scouts in a timely fashion in some way. Look, we opened up a legendary Goblin. This got to be the best pick, right? Like, boo. Squee, unfortunately, just doesn't do enough. He's pretty abusable. Like, there's a lot of cool things that he can do, but unfortunately, he just doesn't pull his weight. And this pack is really pretty miserable. I think I'm going to take the Torrent of Stone here. There's a Stink Drinker Daredevil, which is a Goblin. It's just that it's a 1/3, and like maybe we can cast this guy a turn early or something. It's just like, ugh. Drag Down is more removal, but it's definitely not as good in our deck. Oh wait, I misread. I thought that this was the drain them for 2 with Retrace, but no, it's not. Yeah, we're gonna play this one. Just another solid removal spell. Swath we don't want. Okay, here's a card we could consider. What else do we have? There's another Glacial Ray. Wow, a Bone Splitter. Ugh, that would be really good in this deck. Fiery Fall would be nice as well. Thundercloud Shaman's annoying. It does kill most of our stuff, unfortunately. It kills basically everything we have. I still think it's okay, but passing a Glacial Ray sucks, but I'm taking this Bone Splitter. I want my creatures to be, this is what I thought that other one was, to be getting them. I guess this one's a common and that other one's an uncommon. I didn't really realize that. Vivid Crag. I don't want this. I'd play this, but I'm not going to pick it here. Definitely don't want another one of those. I might not even run this one. Don't want another Imp. Drag Down's not good in our deck, and Stink Drinker Daredevil doesn't do anything. I'm just going to take the Vivid Crag here. I mentioned that we needed the fixing, and that helps. All right, there's another anti-snitch. A Fiery Fall, a Foil Fiery Fall, a Lightning Helix. There's another Wrathy Trapper, which, like I said before, I'd really like, and I have this same exact pick dilemma again, and it actually is between these two cards again. But, I mentioned it before, and I want the power. I need to be able to power through stuff, so I'm really sad to pass that Trapper. I'd love to play another one, but I need stuff with high power, even if it has low toughness. Yeah, I don't think we're going to run empty in this deck. Just don't have any way to really abuse it. I'd love to, even if I could just do it for like 4. Like turn 6, play Scout and empty the Warrens, and then just get 4 dudes, because Bone Splitter makes empty like really good. Yeah, that Absorb Viz is a nice pickup. Hopefully one of those Fiery Falls will come back. All right, a Tar Pitcher. Let's see what else is here before we snap pick it. No, it's still a snap pick. Brute Force would be good too. But Tar Pitcher is definitely what I want. Just lets you throw stuff. Yeah, sack a Goblin. It deals 2 damage to a creature or player. We've got a reasonable amount of Goblins. I actually do want one more Pilfer. With Pilfer, we can get back this easily. Because they're going to be in our graveyard. All right, there's a Face Vaulter, which is definitely something that we need to consider. Desperate Ritual, no. But Death Denied is another card that I really like for this deck. I was saying that this deck can be really attrition-y, and Death Denied is a great way to get back a whole bunch of creatures that have died. You can throw them into other stuff. You can War Spike Changeling away a bunch of them, and then Death Denied, 3 or 4 creatures back. I think in this pick I'm going to take this Face Vaulter, though. He works well with our Bone Splitter, and he can get pretty big. So I'm going to take him. I want a few more like actual Goblins in the deck anyway. All right, what does this one have? Rift Elemental? No, that's not it. Manamorphose? Sure, we could run that. Thieving Sprite, I don't want. We've already got one. Hammery, yeah, we already talked about him. Siphon Life, no. So there's really not much for us here. I think I'm just going to take this Manamorphose. Manamorphose will make the cut in the deck probably. It's easy to play, and it'll allow us to cast our Amru Scouts or maybe get a little bit bigger off empty if we do run that. I'm definitely taking this Fiery Fall here, I think. Dragon Storm, yeah, there's just nothing else that we really want. Blinding Beam, sweet, but we're really looking to keep this splash light. So let's take the Fiery Fall. Probably going to be running both. All right, so another Face Vaulter comes back, or we could take Torrent of Stone. I think we have plenty of removal. Let's just take another Face Vaulter here. We've got infinite playables, as you can see. Wow, the Glacial Ray came back. Holy crap. I was hoping to get that Fiery Fall, but instead we get a Glacial Ray back. That's just insane. Yeah, I'll take it. We're going to be cutting removal from this deck, which is insane. We've got plenty of creatures, I think. I'll just take another Absorb Viz here. Raven's Crime, yeah, sure. We got there. Wow, fantastic. That might even just make the cut. Speaking of the cut, this is going to be a tough one. I've noticed this quite a bit in Modern Masters. I mean, the average card quality is very, very high. And it means that you get to... you have to make a lot of tough cuts. You know, we could even cut our White Splash if we wanted. Sure. Yeah, I'm glad we have these anti-snitches over the tappers or trappers. These are going to be an important card in our deck. We need to be able to apply pressure early, because we can tempo people out really, really, really hard with Sting Scourgers, trappers, and then the Bound in Silences, along with ways to deal with virtually any small creature. We're going to be able to very easily take care of the things that are in the way. That the hard part for us is going to be killing them. We have to make sure that we have enough just random creatures to actually kill people with. So, all right. So let's take a look at the cards that we know we want to run. I'm going to leave the white cards alone for a minute here. This one, that's easy, and this one, those ones we definitely want. Let's just start adding stuff and seeing what it comes up with here. This, probably not this. Probably not this. Destroy, yeah, that one for sure, but not that one. I keep getting those two mixed up. And at least one Absorb Viz. Let's see here. Brute Force, yes. No, yes. Maybe on the Tribal Flames. I think we might be able to just cut it. Empties it, maybe. Pitcher, Changeling, no. And probably one of these. So that's actually 23 right there. So we could just run this. Or something along these lines with some tweaks. If we want, we can splash very easily for Path, Scout, Bound. That's 5 cards that we'd want to put in. Another option that we have, if we want, is we can just run the Bounds. Oops. Hello, there we go. Let's try that. Let's just run the Bounds in the Path and just ditch the Scout idea. What would our deck look like then? Splitter, Brute Force, Path. Because if we run the Paths and the Bound in Silences, remember, I can still search up the Bound in Silences with this guy, so it's not like I'm dead to that. That's pretty good. And then we have Shock, Ray, Rift Bolt, kill a guy. Yeah, see, I'm really glad we have these anti-snitches, because, man, there are only 3-drop creatures. And then we have these Land Cyclers, which really go here for the most part. We need to make 3 cuts from this deck. I mean, we just have too much removal. As crazy as it sounds, I just don't know that we need these Bound in Silences and these Paths. I mean, I could certainly, cut Glacial Rays or Sudden Shocks or something. Like I could cut this and say this and get pretty close. I could make one other cut, a creature. I could cut the Brute Force. That would be fine. Cut something like that. That leaves us 2 Glacial Rays. Harobi's, what is it, Whisper? What is this card? Harobi's Whisper. Until I didn't play that set. Rift Bolt and then double Bound in Silence with a Path. I mean, that's awesome. It does leave us a Vivid Crag, an Absorb Viz, and like probably still 2 planes to work with. Makes me want this Fiery Fall, but then I take that and I got to cut something else and it starts to get ugly again. I could cut 1 Face Vaulter, but I'm already down to 14 creatures and I'd much rather have 14 or even 15, so I'm a little low as it sits. This is a tough build. I mean, again, this is pretty common, but we've got some really nice stuff in the sideboard here, right? I mean, got some good cards floating around. I think I kind of like this, though. I think I can make this work. The mana's not too bad. Let's see what it looks like. We have just a straight splash of 3 cards, and they're not time sensitive, so it's kind of like they're late game plays anyway for the most part. We've got ways to deal with early stuff with the double Glacial Ray, then the Rift Bolt. We've got ways to deal with big stuff with our splashes, and even without it with our Wrathy Trapper. Oh yeah, we've also got Murderous Redcap to kill small stuff. Yeah, I think this seems okay. Let's do this. So let's get this Crag in here, add some lands. So it's going to say 7/6/3. I think I actually just want 2 though, and I think I want 7/7. We need red early, but we need black early too. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's try that one out and see how it does. All right, I'll see you guys in the first round.